We're gonna take the road to Kherson.
Та-да-да! Мы едем в Херсон! Домой, на фронт, на войну!
It's pretty special. I want to share it with you. Be patient. It's been through a couple checkpoints, so gotta put this down a little bit, but I think you'll enjoy it. Certainly a little bit of history. There's not a lot of people. Not a lot of people that have taken this road at all, really, and now obviously it's restricted. So we are. Kristina's obviously a citizen. But all these, there's one road in Kherson. It's from Mykolaiv up north. That's where we are right now. But we're on the outskirts. But it is a history lesson, folks. This is where the Russians were, and that's a different Ukraine. It's a different Ukraine now. Only about 1% of Ukrainians, можно. It's a chess.
Много украинцев.
Просто сколько? 1% украинцев знают, что это такое российская оккупация.
Я думаю, что да, потому что... Спасибо. Но это не только я.
Это не только я.
Это не только я. Есть еще украинцы.
Only about 1% of Ukrainians know what Russian occupation is, and I said, she's one of them. It's not something you want to know. That's a different wartime experience that really can't be thrown into the bucket with all the rest. That's the thing, I think. You understand that everybody has a different wartime experience. Generally, your experience has to do with how far away from the war you are. The further away you are, the less the war is going to impact you. John's going to have to fix this. It's impacted everybody, but everybody very, very, very different. I think it's one thing if people back home. I understand. It's Ukraine. There's a war there. It's all dangerous. It's not like that at all. I would, from afar, that I get that. But the reality, as always, up close is very, very, very different. And if truth is important to you, and it is to me, it's always beneath the surface. Truth is specific, and Kherson is specific as hell. It is unique as hell. Ain't nothing like it. The only big city directly on the front, you see a plume crowd right there. We're not even on the road to Kherson yet, but something blew up right there. But that's kind of
Нет машин. Нет машин.
No машин.
Мало машин. В Херсон мало кто едет. Мало людей едет.
Yeah, very few people. But it's the only big city. I mean, it's Ukraine's only big city. It was occupied. Since you claimed pre-war 400,000. That's a big deal. That's a different deal, and not just historically. Right now, the relevance of the occupation is a show. Это скучно, это просто ясно будет. But then it's right on the front. It's right on the front. It's the city right on the front. So it starts to change as you get closer. It's a different mentality. It's a different wartime experience. This was see out the window here, man. Still ways away. As you can see, those fields over there, they're all still largely mined. So one of the things that needs to happen is that all of this needs to be demined. Obviously, the roads are demined. Every once in a while, you'll get somebody that the farmer out here gets hit, or he's farming and has an accident. You can kind of see. We're on the roads right now, about 50 kilometers out. But it'll get interesting. We're still in, this was not occupied yet. When we get to the part that was occupied, you'll instantly see a change. That's a different Ukraine. The Russians wrecked the places they were in and the people that were in them.
И сейчас чуть-чуть начинается кошмар.
Что?
И сейчас начинается чуть-чуть кошмар.
She says, now we begin a little bit of the nightmare, she says. We started getting into, it wasn't occupied, but this is like the outskirts. Can you put it close to me? This is like the outskirts. There was fighting here, it wasn't occupied, but you can start to see the war in a way that you can't previously. This wasn't occupied. You start to see that's a different Ukraine. That's a different Ukraine. I lost my voice, sorry. But, so we're still not in the part that was occupied. There was a lot of, this is about where the Russians got. As you can see, it's a little bit different. This road used to be terrible. They fixed it. And that really helps us. Mykolaiev's the main supply route. One road in, one road out. It'll get interesting here in a second. As you drive into previously occupied Ukraine, you can really see the difference. There's been a little bit of work. As we get closer to the city, here we go.
Плюс-минус в этом месте были наши позиции. Прямо так.
Welcome to Kherson region. Not to be confused with Kherson City. And they do. There's some big differences, obviously.
Здесь хорошая дорога, просто потому что она была так сильно ужасная и сделали чуть-чуть ремонт.
The roads are a lot better than they were. She says, this is true. But if you see, you can see the tank tracks on the roads. I don't know if you can hear that sound, but it's different. The ride's different. Lots of troops and that kind of thing going through here.
Несколько машин. был ноль. Во время оккупации это ноль. Это фронт был, посад Покровский.
She says this is the area where during the time of the occupation, this was basically the front. We're not in, this place wasn't occupied, but a lot of fighting.
Херсонская область.
Kherson region.
И сразу посад Покровская. Это был ноль. Это был
Right
фронт.
there, that small city was the front. Now we're getting into previously occupied Ukraine. Previously occupied. So it's a little different, as you can see. These roads have been fixed for the most part. We're still a good ways away. Just hold it up. Достаточно.
Достаточно. Все прекрасно.
Хорошо.
Может быть, эти поля, эта земля здесь сейчас. Возможно, здесь есть амуниция, мины.
In all likelihood, there's a lot of mines in these fields, and for years, that's going to be something that we have to be mining these places.
Потому что здесь уже в оккупацию были русские в этой стороне.
In this area, this is all Russians occupied this area. So
И здесь был фронт. Да.
yeah, this is kind of the tip. Working on the roads right now.
Дорога домой, ты рад?
Yeah.
Очень интересная из истории дорога домой.
You see the road here, you got a lot of things like this where it's road's pretty beaten up, a lot of tanks, you can see right there.
Блиндажи есть. И нет машин, ты видишь?
Yeah,
Нет машин, мы едем спокойно.
she says there's No vehicles were driving alone, she says.
И сзади нет, почти. Никто не хочет ехать в Херсон, так опасно. Никто не...
No one wants to go to her side. It's very dangerous, she says. That's true.
Никто не хочет встречи с дронами.
No one wants to meet a drone. That's also true.
Никто не хочет быть в красной зоне. А красная зона — это почти весь город.
No one wants to live in the red zone. We happen to live and work there. It's awesome.
О боже, еще чуть-чуть. Еще чуть-чуть и Херсон. 21 километр.
21 kilometers. Lots of mines. This all needs to be demined. It's being farmed. Lots of people get hurt. This road is so much better. Дорога
Лучше.
лучше. We're still a little far out to see plumes of smoke on the horizon, but it's the norm to see a few. Can't see any right now. These people have had a wartime experience that just certainly no analog in this conflict, but as I study it and I learn more and more, just it's probably historically unprecedented. Got a big city directly on the front. And even though 90% of the people have left, it's still 50,000 people. It's a lot of people. It is very rare to have 50,000 people directly on the front.
17.
It's a little harder to repair the road that's close. So they only repair part of it. Because now you're about 17 kilometers out, and that's a much easier distance to target a big piece of machinery. So, kind of, they pick a lane.
Очень смелые люди едут в Херсон.
She said that. Что?
Очень смелые люди едут в Херсон.
Rare person coming there, so.
Мужчина и женщина.
Yeah, there's not a lot of traffic this way.
Похож красиво, правда?
She says, isn't it beautiful?
Но Это дорога на фронт. Там, где есть война, там, где есть дроны, там, где людям больше всего нужна помощь.
Just that's the road to the front. People that need the help most of all. That's true.
Часть. Можно понимать, где была большая проблема с дорогой.
It's maybe about 13 kilometers out. Here you got some fences coming up. Saw some of the outer perimeter defenses, and if they get there, we're in big trouble.
Сколько мы едем, это больше машин от Херсона, чем в Херсон.
She said you can see all the traffic, there's more vehicles going that way. That's true.
Но это можно понимать, потому что, конечно, красная зона, есть дроны, невозможно ходить, и особенно невозможно на машине.
She said they understand that the red zone in particular, which are the districts up front, where we happen to be, you don't want to have the only driving vehicle there.
И правда такая, что раньше это была прибрежная зона до Перекопской, опасно, артиллерия и дроны.
She said the area up to Repost Street was very dangerous. It's all dangerous as hell, obviously, but insanely dangerous based on the artillery. Now, Russians have declared a red zone, and every civilian and civilian vehicle in that area is presumed to be a legitimate target.
Сейчас это почти весь город, кроме двух маленьких районов.
Here we go.
Еще чуть-чуть и его дома. Там, где есть настоящая реальность. Там, где есть настоящая война. Там, где есть реальность. Да? Не как фантазия в Запорожье.
Definitely reality, not the fantasy of yeah, we were in Zaporizhia City earlier today. It's a different world to be this close. So, it is. It's a different mentality. You gotta have a different mentality.
Чуть-чуть сложная дорога, да?
Да.
Чуть-чуть трудно. Это не было? Вчера не было. 7 километров.
These guys should be damn hazard pay. That's dangerous work. But that's Kherson. About 7 kilometers from the city, probably about 12 kilometers from the river, which is fun. Straight ahead is the checkpoint to get into Kherson. It's a fortress, so we'll let you go. But I hope you enjoyed this road to Kherson.